Hey guys, Mike and Sammy again. We are going to talk to you about a game that we love called KingDomino today. Before we get started, I just wanted to encourage you guys, if you've been enjoying our videos on Facebook so far, to click the link up above in the caption, head over to our YouTube page and click subscribe. We have a very, very small following of close friends right now, but we would love to expand that over time as we review some of these games and talk about our experiences playing board games and how you might be able to have the same fun at home. So click the link, hit subscribe. You'd be doing us a big favor, and we would really, really appreciate it. And do you want to start talking about KingDomino?
Yeah. I apologize in advance. So Monkey keeps thinking he's hearing the garage door. Mm-hmm. So he keeps barking. He's kind of weirded out right now.
It's raining really hard right now, and he's a really weird dog.
Very true. So KingDomino. This is a really light, fun game. We took this with us on our trip to Aruba a couple years ago. I think we had this and Sushi Go. I refused to take Seven Wonders Duel, remember? Because I was playing really bad at the time.
That's right.
And I didn't want to get really mad about it.
Your feeling about games kind of goes up and down with how you're winning and losing.
Yeah.
Goes
I'm doing really well with Seven Wonders Duel right now. I have a win rate of about 70%. 70.
You had that for maybe a week, and then you lost it.
Anyway, KingDomino. So we took it to Aruba with us, and you know those buckets in hotel rooms where you're supposed to put ice, maybe chill some wine and some champagne? Yeah, well, we had all of our KingDomino pieces in there all week long. So we were carrying around our bucket with us to the pool, to the lobby, and room service was probably like, what are these people doing?
These people are really like they don't go anywhere without their ice.
Anyway, it was our KingDomino pieces. So KingDomino, this is a game for kids and adults. We played it 2, 3, and 4 players. 4 is the max. I like it best with 2 players and 4 players. 3 is okay, but it's not ideal. And Mike's going to explain a little bit about how it actually works.
Yeah, this is, first of all, it's an easy game to learn. And if you and your family, if you don't play board games too often and you're looking for something else to do and you're looking for something that's a little bit easier, if you have younger kids, it's easier for them to understand and play well, because some of these games will say like 8 or 10 and up, but that kind of is that how old you have to be to understand it, or is that how old you have to be to play well? And when we have our kids get older, my 8-year-old is never going to beat me regardless of what it is. But, I think you see what I'm getting at. But anyway, how you play real quick is you have a little castle here, and you're going to be drawing these tiles. They're 2x1 tiles. So they each have 2 different squares, and that's significant. And what you do is you set out a few, and you take these little people. Everybody's got their own color. And you take turns setting your person on one tile, and that means you're claiming that tile to be yours, and you're then going to remove your person when that's all said and done, take the tile and move it into your village. And each time you put a tile in your village is going to get bigger. The way scoring works is really simple. You're basically trying to match up all the same colors to make the biggest area of the same color that you can. A bigger area is going to give you more points. And so the way that scoring works is this. So this is just an example of a tile. Some of these tiles have, to try to get the glare out of here, these little crowns up in the corners. And the crowns indicate points. And the way you score is the amount of crowns times the amount of squares all in the same area. That's the amount of points that you get. So right now this tile will be worth 1 point in and of itself, because I got 1 square of dark green times 1 crown. If I were to add, let's say, this, doing the best I can, bear with me. I've got 3 squares of green and still 1 crown. That would be 3 points. If I were to add this to it, I gotta do it the right way. Well, now I have 4 squares of green, 2 crowns, so 4 times 2 is 8 points. And you're just trying to build upon that. You never know what colors are going to become available each time you roll a new set out. So you have to get a little bit lucky in that sense. But, that's what you're trying to do. And you can try to build up your own, but you can also see what your opponents are trying to do and try to foil them as well. The only thing that makes it tricky is there are restrictions to how far out you can build in every direction. So I can't just go and build out in one direction. I can only go so far this way, and left to right. And so as the game gets a little bit closer to the end, you're going to be faced with some tough decisions, and you got to hope that they work out if you want to get those last few points.
Yeah, this game, at most, or the least, little kids, they can match up the colors because, you really do want your colors to match. So in that sense, it's pretty simple. It says a playing time about 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's a quick one.
Quick
So
game.
You can play a few.
And we actually did buy this at an actual game store at Tuttle Mall, which isn't even specifically for board games. So this one is a little more popular. You probably can find this at an actual store in person.
Cheaper too, right?
Yeah, it's cheap. So we really recommend this one. We always have fun with it every time we play.